Hi, are you struggling with how to get a good overdrive tone like your lead tone? Let me show you a few tips on how to really dial it in so that way you can sound the way that you want to sound. Hi, I'm Kerry Too Smooth, and if you're brand new to this channel, go ahead and click the subscribe button so that way you can subscribe to the channel, and click the bell so that you're always notified whenever we're dropping some new videos. I don't want you to miss out. So I'm posed with this question all the time. People comment and ask me questions. How do you get your lead tone? How do you get your lead tone? What are you doing? Like, how do you dial in your overdrive? Your tone is incredible. What are you doing? So I want to go ahead and give you like just a couple of tips of what I do in order to really enhance my sound. So it doesn't matter if I'm using stomp boxes, doesn't matter if I'm using all-in-ones, I do the same thing. So I like to dial in my tone. The first thing that I want to do is whenever I'm picking up my overdrives is I take my drive all the way up. So if it's like at a 10, then I go all the way to 10. Or I try turn it up all the way, but then I turn my volume down. So that's the trick of what I do. I turn my gain all the way up and I turn my volume down and I back it off. And then I massage the tone. Some overdrives have a tone knob, some overdrives have a different thing. Today I'm using the Helix. So in the Helix, my settings is the Super OD. So when I'm using that particular overdrive, let me go ahead and tell you what my exact settings are because I want you to make sure. So my drive is all the way at 10. My tone is at a 4.9. And my level is a 4.8. So I'm going to just play it so you get an idea of what it is. And I'm using my custom Satacoid. I have the pickups that I'm using in this particular guitar that I love are the Lambertone pickups. This is the triple shots, the 2 single coil, but in the humbucker and the bridge is a grinder. So it's a little bit more aggressive. It's kind of like, I told him that I wanted something that was going to melt the paint off the walls. And this pedal, this particular pickup allows me to do that. So I'm just going to play so you can hear what it sounds like. That is the Super. That is the tones and everything on the setting. So again, I have the drive all the way at 10. I have the tone at a 4.9 and the levels at a 4.8, right? My next overdrive that I use is the Minotaur. I think I'll spell it for you. Minotaur. And the settings that I have for that is I have the gain all the way to 10. The tone is a 5.4 and the level is a 4.5. So what I do is I stack, when I'm using the Helix, I like to stack my overdrives so that way I can get the tone that I want. And this is what it sounds like. It's a little bit brighter than what I had with the Super. You see the Super Tour, I guess we'll use that one. It's a little bit more, not as bright. It's a little bit more darker. So I like to have two different overdrives and I like to blend them together. So I'm always setting my drive to 10. It doesn't matter if I'm using, like I said, stomp box, if I'm using like the Helix or whatever, my drive is always set to 10. On my pedal board, I have the I believe it's the D&M by Kerry pedals. I have the tone, I'm sorry, not the tone, but the drive set all the way in, and then the volume is I back it off. The volume, that's the secret for me. That's the secret that I use every single time. And then I use other things to color it up. So like I said again, this is both of these pedals put together. I like to stack my tone. It gives me that kind of like aggressive in your face lead tone. So when I'm doing solos, it gives me that aggressive like lead tone. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to focus on, is ensuring that my lead tone is solid, okay? Other things that I do around that is I like to add delay and I like to add reverb, okay? So let me pause for the calls right here. If you like the stuff that we're teaching and the stuff that we're talking about, go ahead and drop a comment. I want to make sure that you're getting like I'm hearing from you, like, what do you use? Like, what kind of, do you use a pedal board? Do you use a stomp box? How do you get your aggressive lead tone? How do you have it so the way you're cutting through when it's time for you to solo, what are you using? Also, if you like the stuff we're teaching, but you want to go do an even deeper dive, go to kerryscamp.com. It's KERRYSKAMP.com. I'm really going to show you how to unlock the fretboard and really dial in and get the tone that you want. Not just the tone, but like show you how to play everything. All right, so let's get back to this. So I'm using the tape delay. So I'm using the I think it's called the translator tape. So that's what I use. So this is the tape delay without any, this is clean, no pedals, no nothing. So this is. And the thing about that I love about the Helix is I can tap it out. So if I wanted to go faster or slower, but I'm just gonna leave it at this. But I use that in conjunction with my my two pedals. Mind you, I use the Hall Reverb. So I use Hall Reverb, I use a delay, and then I have my overdrive stack so the way I'm able to get the kind of lead tone that I want. So this is what it sounds like when I have it all together. So that's how I put it all together. Now I'm going to show you how it sounds when I'm playing with the track. So this is Yummy by Justin Bieber. I just went on YouTube and I found like an instrumental, so that way you can kind of just hear more of how this particular patch sounds when I'm playing with the track. So that way you can hear that like I use this lead tone on all of my stuff. So when like if you see any of my live shows or any of me like on Instagram just kind of playing or whatever, this is how I get my tone. This is what I do. So I'm using the Helix. I said again, I'm using the Helix, I'm using the Stupor OD, I'm using the Mentotar OD, I'm using the Translator tape, and I'm using the Hall Reverb. Those 4 pedals combined in order to get this tone. This is Yummy, Justin Bieber. So you can see like it screams. This particular overdrive package setup that I'm using, it works. So I'm telling you, this is stuff that I use when I'm using on my live shows, when I'm vibing out, when I'm practicing, when I have to do leads for whatever. The thing is you gotta find whatever you're using. My rule of thumb is you turn the gain all the way up, then you back the volume down. That's how you get that lead tone that's gonna melt the paint off the walls. And then in order to massage it, I add delay. That's my signature thing that I like to do. You may not like delay. Then I add a little bit of reverb because I wanted the presence in the room. I'm trying to play through the room or play to the record or play to the track. That's how I'm able to get my tone. Those are the things I want you to focus on. If you're having problems with struggling with how to get your good lead tone, this is what you need to do. This is how you need to go about it.